welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
my producer, and me, Banshee. And guess what? It's me, Banshee, for my Material Matters segment. Your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. Welcome to the show. As you can see, it's partially in progress here because we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we've resolved it. I didn't feel like I should pull another card. I had already pulled the card for the collective here and talked a little bit about the economy, so I'm going to do that, and we'll talk about this in a minute. I just wanted to mention the economy is in a much better place. The job report was really good. There are still some bumps and burbles, and of course, we have found out that there's going to be some more price increases possible due to the trouble in the Gaza Strip and with Israel because of the Houthis attacking cargo ships in that area and how it's affecting shipping and how their costs are increasing, and therefore other costs looks like there'll be an excuse to increase. But on the other side of things, I wanted to mention that I saw an article that said stores in France were actually clamping down on companies who are charging too much, and they're refusing to stock their products. For example, I don't think it was Coca-Cola, it was Pepsi. PepsiCo and Frito-Lay's, Doritos, those kind of things were taken off the shelf in one store to protest the high prices. And apparently in Europe, like here, they're experiencing some pretty heavy price increases in food products as well. So it's kind of interesting to see a grocery doing that. And man, wouldn't we wish that we could have something like that happen here so that, maybe there could be some moderating influences here with pricing? Well, okay. As I said, we had some technical difficulties, so I had already pulled a card for the collective. I'm using my Moonology Manifestation Oracle from Yasmin Bolin. And because we have a new moon this week, I decided to use this deck. And I had shuffled and pulled the first quarter moon in Pisces, which is about honoring your feelings. Are you putting on a good front, acting like you're bright and breezy, but hiding your real feelings? Rather than acting as though everything is fine, if you're worried about certain issues, it's best to deal with them. Avoid getting so wrapped up in your feelings that you overwhelm yourself and everyone else involved in the situation. If you deny your feelings, you'll go nowhere fast with your manifesting. Look at the big picture and use your intuition. Avoid blowing an upset out of proportion. I do think there's a message for me in here, this card pull. And I wonder if it relates to any of you. Manifesting mix. As admirable as it is to live a cheerful and happy-go-lucky life, this card suggests you need to make sure you're not ignoring your emotions. Manifesting mindset. You're being asked to feel all your feelings. Making light of your emotions now isn't recommended. Remember, we create our emotions. Okay, this one does not have an affirmation. Some of them do. So it's an interesting message here. And I would add, they talk about you not ignoring your emotions, but also don't be putting on a false front to others, Be honest. Just say you're having a bad day or things are wrong and, and be upfront. I mean, you don't have to bog people down with it, but just let them know that you're not your normal self. And maybe, you'll get a shoulder to cry on. Maybe you'll get some sympathy. Maybe you'll get some much needed help or support. We in the business world, we try to keep on keeping on, but, sometimes we need to feel the feels and make sure other people understand what we are going through. All right. That's what I have for the collective. Good luck with that. So let's move on to our astrological forecast for the week ahead. This reading is good from January 7th through January 13th, Sunday through next Saturday. The moon will be traveling from Scorpio, transiting into Sagittarius on Sunday, January 7, and will be in Aquarius, transiting into Pisces on January 13th, Saturday. The new moon is going to be on January 11th, and it will be in the sign of Capricorn. Also, in the sign of Capricorn, Mercury is moving into Capricorn on January 13th. So some movement going on there. All right, let's start with our readings for the week ahead. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This reading is for you. Let's see what's going on the second week of a new year. That should mean by the end of this week, Mercury will be exiting its shadow phase, I think. Nice. All right. Whoa, your focus for the week ahead, air signs, is the Tower reversed. Not exactly what I want to start with you guys. Gee, air signs, can anybody cut you some slack? You know, the Tower reversed is just saying to me, hey, if you're a student and you haven't learned last year about some errors or mistakes you made and not preparing well for your exams or assignments, be prepared to face that all over again. You need to learn something from some missteps, some mishaps that probably have already occurred to you, air signs, whether you're a student or in the business world, something that just went down, something collapsed. Some, investments just totally failed on you. Some real estate deals may have fallen through. Whatever, some job issues that have happened. Whatever's gone on here, if you don't want to repeat that cycle going forward, you really need to take in the lessons from all of that. And look, here's the perfect follow-up for this on how best you can prepare for this focus. It's the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is, I'm going to put it over here. The Three of Wands is upright. And the Three of Wands is all about strategizing, preparation. It's like preparing for the next thing you're trying to make happen so that you can ensure success this time. If something has failed in the past, I'm almost looking at this card now and thinking those ships are about your future projects and goals, which you hope to accomplish. And so you need to plan better and you need to make a better strategy in order to achieve results this time. Don't repeat the same mistakes twice. Okay. So what about people with this week? Will there be some cooperation or conflict for you? The Knight of Pentacles is here, upright. That's a pretty good card to have here. You have some powerful allies who are willing to move things forward, to push forward. But also the good news is they're not going to do this with without thinking it through first. So in other words, in helping you devise your strategy and making sure it's sound, I think others can benefit you here. And they will do things methodically and carefully so that it will help ensure success. I think this is a real positive for you in that regard. And so ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for the air signs this week? Well, considering we've had some bumpy rides in the past, and hey, you started out with the Tower reverse, this might be a good thing. It's the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is upright. So I kind of feel here that with the Four of Cups upright, you should be taking more time to evaluate, to process, to make sure that whatever you're moving on is the right opportunity for you at the right time. Perhaps other things are going to try to encroach on you on your ability to follow through on whatever it is you're trying to manifest here. And so you have to decide if that's going to help you or hurt you. So take your time. Take your time developing your new strategies, your new goals, learn the lessons, and don't repeat the same cycles that you did before. Allow others to show you the way by being methodical, careful, and detail-oriented in what they're doing to help you. They're going to be checking the finer points here of things to make sure that everything is the way it needs to be in order to succeed. And ultimately, there may be some new opportunities that sprout from this for you, or maybe you're just going to be taking a step back and evaluating where all of this is leading you. Either way, it looks a bit better, a little bit more stable energies than we've had. Except for that, so long as you don't repeat it. All right, that's what we have for the air signs. Let's move to our friends, the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This reading is for you for the week ahead. And me. All right. All right, fire signs, my friends. Your focus for the week ahead. Ace of Cups upright. I love it. The Ace of Cups is all about that. Love, passion, desire. There's something that you truly are passionate about or desiring, and you're going to go for it this week. That's what it looks like. Your focus is on going for something that really matters to you at heart level. It's kind of like you want something so badly, you figure the time is right to initiate the actions and get moving on it. How best can you prepare for that focus? This is kind of interesting here. It's a Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is reversed. The best way to prepare for that focus is to not allow other issues and things in your work life or your financial life overwhelm you. At this time, it's time for you to keep the higher ground, go after what it is you truly desire, and not letting these competing interests interfere. Also, if this has something to do with anything that involves a competitive environment, like you're marketing a new product, you're trying to get new clients, be aware there's going to be some competition trying to, interfere with your ability to succeed. So by all means, fight for what you are desiring here, what you wish to manifest. What about people this week? Will there be cooperation or conflict? We have the Magician upright. Well, goodness, fire signs. It looks like the people around you have everything you need in order to succeed. They can work magic for you this week, and they have the will and the determination. If you inspire them enough with how important this is and how good the outcomes could be for everybody involved, I think everybody's going to buy into this and offer their support and a lot of technical assistance. So why does this happen? So will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you? It's the Three of Swords. I know, Mr. O's even looking shocked. It's the Three of Swords. After all of this good stuff, it may be that there's some disappointment by week's end here. It could be that maybe there's just too many things getting in the way of you progressing on this right now. It's possible that despite even the support you have from others, that, maybe the market isn't quite ready for what you want to put out there. There may be some other stumbling blocks in your way. It looks as though this may be the key as to what's going on here. Sorry, fire signs, everything looks pretty good. And you know what? I really don't think you should abandon this ship. It may be something that you might be able to overcome in time. Let's take a look at this again. You're definitely passionate, you're goal oriented, and this is about something that is really, really important to you. You want it so bad, you just got to put some effort into it and definitely put your heart into it. Others around, how best you can prepare for that focus is by realizing that, it may not be that easy. You maybe have other things on your plate right now that are interfering. You may have other people who might be interfering if this is something that would involve competition or could, impact others in some way. There's just some problems here. There's definitely people who are trying to hold you back. But there is a support group for you. There are people who want to get on board, who realize you have something good going on here, and they have everything that you need to help you succeed. So you have to reach out. You have to reach out to the right people. Ultimately, there may be some setbacks and some sorrow by week's end. I feel that maybe all is not lost. Don't get too lost in this grieving process. But remember our card for the collective today, where I told you you're going to have to feel the feels to everybody? Maybe this is really for you too. That, whatever's happening here, whatever disappointment or sorrow you face, you do have to take it in. You do have to deal with it before you're able to move this thing forward. All right, fire signs. Well, good luck with that. Hey, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This reading is for you for the week ahead. Detroit Lions mug coffee break. I am drinking coffee way later than I should be, though. I just realized that. Oh, I hope I'm not going to be up all night.
Do you want me to finish that? Oh my God, you almost spewed it. Did you think I was joking?
No, I'm just laughing because my gosh, Mr. O, how much coffee can you ingest in a day?
Let's find out.
Oh my goodness. All right, come on, water signs. Whoa, hey, you start off with Judgment upright. Well, that's pretty important. Maybe this is a time for you to reimagine something in your life, in your business financial world. Maybe to think of different ways of investing your money, different ways of making money, different career options for you. Maybe you need a career makeover. Maybe you need how do I want to say this? A work production makeover. In other words, maybe you need to look at the processes and procedures in your life with a critical eye and see if they're really serving you properly. Is there a better way to do things? Is there an easier way to do things? Is there a cheaper way to do things? So that's some of the things to consider here, I think, with this Judgment card. How best can you prepare for that focus? It's the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is reversed. I think the best way to prepare for that focus is to make sure you don't get your emotions involved in this decision. It's kind of like I said, in order to really think about what you need to do differently here or to think differently, you can't allow your emotions to overwhelm you or make the decisions for you. Try to be analytical. Try to approach this with an objective eye. Not what you want to hear yourself say, but what you need to hear yourself say. Well, what about people this week? Will there be cooperation or conflict? It's the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Well, looks like people could bring a run of bad luck, or maybe this is just a bad time to connect with others this week or work with others this week. They don't seem to, maybe what you're working on here is more personal, and they themselves may be part of the reason that you are thinking of revising things. Maybe, for example, some of the people that you've worked with or have given you advice have led to some bad luck, have led to some issues, which is why you're now thinking of making some major changes. So some of these major changes that you are interested in making could involve others, could involve places where you work, even if you're thinking, you're having a bad run of luck or you're dealing with bad situations in your workplace. Whoopsie. So ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for the air signs this week? Water signs this week. Sorry. Boy, did I go back in time. And I bet the air signs are glad they don't have to deal with this, but you do. It's the Ace of Wands reversed. Well, so it looks as though whatever you really want to do is going to be frustrating, trying to get it off the ground. It's going to be frustrating. There may be delays. There may be false starts. Nothing seems to be coming through this week. Maybe you're better served this week by just analyzing and thinking about what needs to change and not actually following through with it this week, because you need to give it more thought. And you've got to make sure, like I said, that you're being objective here in your analysis of things. Don't just do things because your heart wants you to. Do things because they're the right things to do, because your mind is telling you, yes, this is what we need to do after careful analysis. So again, be careful of the judgments you make. Be careful of the choices you make and the decisions you make to recreate yourself, do things differently, think differently, move on to something different. Make sure you're doing this from an objective place, not from your heart, not from acting out emotionally. Because it seems like right now, you might have a little bit of emotional imbalance going on. Maybe there's certain circumstances in dealing with others that have caused that. There's like a sense that others have brought you some bad luck or some missed opportunities for growth and financial increase. And so, you're disappointed in this, and maybe that's where some of the shifts and changes will have to be made. But ultimately, because of all of this, nothing is really happening this week. I feel like you can't get things off the ground. You don't even know where maybe to begin. So give it more thought. Don't be too hard on yourself. This might be a week where, you really have to do some brainstorming. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, water signs. Hey, earth signs, it's your turn. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This reading is for you for the week ahead. Oops. More. Okay. Well, earth signs, your focus for the week ahead is the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is reversed. Well, it's not the end of the world, depending on circumstances. I mean, if you want to see and be seen, it doesn't seem to be happening this week. Maybe you're wondering why nobody is noticing all all your efforts and the things, your talents, your abilities, why aren't they being recognized? Perhaps for some of you, job offers are not coming through that you had hoped for. You sent your resumes out. You thought you really highlighted everything well. So why aren't you getting the responses, you felt you needed? Also, this could just be you being too shy and scared of your own shadow and unable to really articulate, how best you could, how best your product could work for clients or your services, or how best you could assist an employer by working for them if they would hire you. So that's where that stands. But well, what about how best can you prepare for this focus? Well, it's a Ten of Pentacles reversed, which makes me think that maybe some of this, I think I have a little more room here. Some of this may have to do with your long-term financing or your long-term stability or security at a place of employment or on a job, or maybe the fact that you are looking for that. The best way to prepare for this focus then seems to me that, well, here's another thing too. I just thought about this because sometimes this card can indicate overwork. Like you're spending so much time focusing on, things. So maybe you're spending so much time focusing on your image or lack of image that, you're not making any progress. And, you're feeling anxiety and perhaps even burning out. This is a Ten of Pentacles here. You could be losing out too on, better jobs and opportunities for growth by not, by maybe focusing too much attention on that. Maybe in other words, instead of focusing on image, you really need to focus more on skills. Maybe too with the Ten of Pentacles reversed here, it's saying if you need to brush up on some skills to give you more long-term security in a job or better opportunities for finding a better job, maybe now's the time to consider that. It was a little complicated for me there. But what about people this week? Will there be cooperation or conflict? We have the Nine of Swords upright here. So, that's kind of a card of people willing to do battle for you, willing to, help you out here. So, I mean, if you find the right people, if you find coaches, counselors, financial advisors, career counselors, whatever you need to dust up your image so that you're not floundering and wasting too much effort and time on it yourself, maybe they can figure out the things that you haven't been able to. So I think there's some support here for you from others this week in whatever you're facing. And ultimately, the good news is, wow, finally a good outcome here. The King of Pentacles upright. Well, actually, the air signs didn't have a bad outcome either, really. The King of Pentacles upright. So I think ultimately, you will get there. You will get to a place of feeling more comfortable with yourself and where you think you can go now financially or materially or career-wise. It just seems as though this is putting you in a far better position. So it's a struggle getting here, and you start off certainly almost being like the opposite of the King of Pentacles here with the Queen of Wands reversed, just sort of afraid of your own shadow, not feeling like you have what it takes, or wondering if other people see that in you. Maybe you feel it, but you're having a hard time projecting it to others. And people here are, the best way to prepare for that focus is to not try so hard. Maybe you're trying too hard, and maybe you're missing some key points, and you need help from others in some way to see what's going on here. So for example, if you can't get the backing or the loans or the financing you need, or if you can't find the career or the job that you are seeking, maybe it's time to try to talk to people who know more and can help you there. And ultimately, whether it's getting more into education, skill training, career coaching or counseling, financial advice, you are really in a better place by week's end. You put yourself there by seeking out what you need. And I think it's going to change your whole mindset about yourself. You're not going to be so afraid to show people what you've got. I think that's pretty clear here. And you feel like maybe things are going to all start coming together now. You're going to feel more organized and ready to face what you have to face. Wow. Good luck with that. Okay, well, I think Earth signs may slightly win the week, but really, it looks like struggling weeks for everybody again to some degree. Still, they don't seem as bad as they were, I think, in December, so we're making some progress, people. All right, hey, I want to remind everybody, watch Mr. O's Goth Tarot every Wednesday. You know why I did that? I'll tell you in a minute. Every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can get in touch with your shadow side. The reason I hesitated there was because, of course, I forgot to tell you to please come to our live show.
I know that.
Our live show on Sunday after my show here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll answer any question you have for us within reason. Be nice and come early. Sometimes we're busy, but you know what? January's been a slow month, so it may not be that busy this Sunday. Come check us out. And if it is too busy Sunday, I've already told you about Mr. O's show, so I can tell you about our Thursday live show, 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can get any question answered once again. And it has definitely been a lot quieter on Thursdays right now. So you're likely to get in and get a nice 3-card reading from us, plus 2 Lenormand cards. So join us. It's a lot of fun. And so that's Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. And Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mr. O does his emotional exchanges. Bada boom, bada boom. See how the heart is thumping in this next week in your interpersonal world of love and relationships. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And finally, a slight change to our schedule for happy hour next Saturday. It'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can come in and get a single card positive message from Spirit. That's happy hour next Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just a reminder, we've just recently did an unboxing of one of our new tarot decks, the Mind's Eye Tarot. So you can go check out that video that's available on our YouTube channel. All right, everybody, that's it. Hope to see you soon at one of our shows. Take care. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye for now.